Fogarty and Brian O'Connell are the officiating crew. Into the hands of Jonathan Williams, who is getting his 10th consecutive start today. Wade went to a 4-guard set back on February 13th, and they've gone 7-2 since then. There's the entry pass. Mo Alley Cox, loose ball, picked up by Aaron Brown.
And in the open, Vern, we've spoken about the ability of St. Joe's to really squeeze the floor. And what do they start with as soon as it gets in his hands? 4 guys converge on the middle of the floor.
Here's Brown. Transfer. Bembry, guarded by Bilberry, who's an excellent defender. Now Jonathan Williams in the face of Aaron Brown, and let's check in with the third member of our crew. Here's Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Vern. Vern and Jim, you talked about Melvin Johnson and the left ankle sprain that he's dealing with. He looked very uncomfortable walking on it during warm-up, so I asked him, how are you feeling? He told me straight up, it hurts, but I'm hoping that the adrenaline kicks in. They gave him a different pair of shoes to give him a little more ankle support, and when he subs out of the game, they'll be working that ankle with rubber bands to try to expand his mobility and flexibility.
There's the Bembry basket. Yesterday, for the first time all season long, he was held to single digits.
That's an amazing season that he's put together, really, to that point, Vern. But, you know, Bembry can really help you in a lot of different ways. So watch for him to rebound and to pass the ball really well yesterday.
This is Melvin Johnson with the bad ankle. In the lane, it's taken away. Newkirk, Brown.
Nice help.
Rejected. Here comes VCU. Jaquan Lewis. He's quick. Kicks it out for 3.
How's that ankle feeling now? In a joking fashion, Vern, I used to always think the ankle hurt on defense, but not on offense.
Melvin Johnson, the all-time single-season leader in three-pointers made. Cans his first in this game.
Beautiful look by Lewis also.
Brown, fadeaway, got it.
The thing that impressed me yesterday watching the semifinals was the way, the competitive nature of both of these teams. They never seem to take a play off, and it's always everybody, 5 at one time, both ends of the floor in particular.
This is the second time they have played. Only the second, no round robin. They played back in January. Airs off the glass, Jaquan Lewis, and he got popped in the eye.
And that first game, Lewis had 19 points. It was a terrific ball game.
And an 85-82 victory on the road for Virginia Commonwealth.
Well, interesting, we were speaking to the coaching staff of VCU too. Will Wade said it was such a long period of time ago that they have to regroup and get all the tapes back out.
Yeah, they played Davidson in the semis, and it was the third time in less than 2 weeks they had played Davidson. They won all 3, and they won comfortably in the semis of their game. Meanwhile, St. Joe's had gotten extended by Dayton. Nice. Whoa.
Boy, who's home there? Nobody. Well, Brown had a good game yesterday too, Vern. He had 16 points. He was very active. Also getting to the line 6 times, and he made all 6 of his free throws. So a guy who can attack off the dribble.
Shavar Newkirk is a sophomore guarding Jaquan Lewis. There's a battle underneath. And Isaiah Miles was there defensively.
And so here comes the attack over the corner, over the top. And where is everybody? Look behind here. Where is everybody defensively? Such a total clear out, great recognition. And all Brown has to do is just lay that ball up and put it through.
Jaquan Lewis will get a rest to check that eye. He's with the trainer staff. Here's Dilbury. Nope.
Dilbury's a guy who can hit that open shot too. Nice ball fake.
Brown has really been active here early.
The thing about Brown is that he will shoot the ball from the outside, Vern. He's a 35% shooter from the three-point line, but he also another guy who's pretty well built. 6'5", like 225. It's all muscle. He's not afraid to mix things up.
Williams up and under, and a foul is called, and he'll shoot free throws. Well, it may not have been an eye injury. Jaquan Lewis might have just lost his contact.
Yep, looks that way, right? Never wore them, but I would never want to for some reason, but he picked it right off his face.
Yeah. Jonathan Williams mentioned that he has started the last 10 games. Will Wade went through the 4-guard set for VCU.
And one of the things about that 4-guard set, it allows them to really pressure the basketball, both on the ball and off the ball. They're very, very good, VCU as a unit. Not quite the havoc we're used to seeing.
No, Will Wade said the fans now call it half a havoc. In and
That's not
he touched it on the rim. Pier Francesco Oliva from Toronto, Italy.
so hard for the big guys, Vern, to keep their hand away from it. Is it still there? It sure is. That's an easy call for the officials.
If you treated your car like greasy fast food treats your...
And now LG presents Do Game Day Right. And it is done right here in the Atlantic 10 Championship at the Barclays in Brooklyn. VCU a year ago won 4 games in 4 days, defeated Dayton to get the automatic bid. St. Joe's out of the mix last year, had a tough year, but they have really come back with a vengeance this season. Burgess is on the floor for VCU.
And Vern, we had a quick shot there of Will Wade, the coach for VCU. And remember, we talked to him yesterday about the matchup, and he thought the Davidson matchup was great for him. Their team is they just seem to match up and play well against Davidson. This is a totally different matchup. So as the NCAA tournament comes next week, matchups are so important, and it's matchup city today.
Miss from the corner. Here's Newkirk, feeds it right. Aaron Brown is 3 of 4 in the early going. And here is Bembry. He was only 2 of 13 yesterday, and he scored 9 points, the one time all year that he was in single digits. I just think Jaquan Lewis is so quick.
He sure is.
We had a chat with him yesterday. Are you left-handed or are you right-handed?
I mean, he didn't really convince me that he was either.
No.
You know?
No. You could call him ambidextrous, and if you really are out of sorts, you could call him amphibious. Nice. Oh, wow. What a great block. Mo Ali Cox. He did get a foul.
Well, you look at a guy who's not afraid to challenge from the outside. A big stride by Bembry just then. And once again, step across. I'm not so sure that wasn't clean with ball on top just then. I didn't see a whole lot of body. Both of these guys challenging one another.
Wow.
And Mo Ali Cox really didn't complain about the call, too, so maybe there was more contact than I thought. I just thought that was hand-on ball, but I love the challenge both offensively and defensively.
That's into the hands of Ahmed Hamdi Mohammed, who is on the bench, off the bench. He's got the ball right here, number 23. Nice.
There's your quickness of Lewis that you just referenced in terms of getting to a spot on the floor to just set the table for his teammates. Makes life so much easier for guys like Hamdi.
Also on the floor is number 4, Justin Tillman. There's Bembry, turnaround jumper, got it. Bembry, first team All-Atlantic 10 this year.
And Vern, you know what, that concept you just said with the one single-digit scoring game? Glad you got that in early, because I doubt he's going to go single-digit again this afternoon.
You got a sense you're right. Here's Lewis, guarded by Newkirk. He takes the jumper. No, not this time. Aaron Brown for St. Joe's. Tillman with a nice rebound. St. Joe's leads by 1. Early going. Johnson off the mark. That was a little too far out.
And a little quick. I think you can get that one just about any time you want.
Shavar Newkirk wears number 1 for St. Joe's. There's the freshman. Well, he was patient, and he's going to go to the free throw line. Pier Francesco Oliva from Toronto, Italy, by way of St. Benedict's High School.
In Newark, New Jersey.
I was going to wait for you to complete the travel.
Not too far from where I grew up.
Yeah.
Actually visited their school this week, Vern. It's a beautiful place.
With all due respect, I'd rather visit Toronto, Italy.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that?
No, not at all.
But I'm a Jersey guy, remember.
I do remember that. Got one. Now here's one of the stories of yesterday's game coming on the floor right now. Number 12, Papa Now. That's Ndao. All he did was hit a career high of 14 points yesterday, including 4 threes. He's number 12. He's guarding Tillman right now. Tip, no. Tip, yes, no. Hamden, no. 3 shots, point blank. Here comes St. Joe's.
Pretty pass.
Brown. They are pretty good.
Yeah, they sure are. We've spoken about Lewis at the point on one side. Get a credit. Newkirk, the same type of action for St. Joe's.
Let's take a look at the transition, Jim.
Vern, one of the key things when we finally get the ball out of this mess down there under the basket, you got to stay wide. If you're staying wide on the break, that allows you to get a better angle when you catch it at about 15 or 13 feet away. Then you have an angle to the basket, and it's much easier to deliver it from that spot than if you run straight down the elbow.
Foul was called on number 12. How about that?
Uh-oh.
That was Isaiah Miles. Here's Bembry. Lost control. Finds Aaron Brown. Aaron Brown is 5 of 6 for 10 points.
And Vern, if Aaron Brown is not a lefty, he doesn't score on that play because he was a little out of control. His body was taking him forward. But St. Joe's putting a little bit of a blitz on here, going up and down the floor.
7 unanswered for St. Joe's. Hawks lead by 6. Time call. Quick timeout called by VCU, 16-10. VCU has only hit 4 of 14 so far. Here's Bilberry. Gets the return pass, hits from the corner, got it.
That's just a quick little set that they like to run. Bilberry, a 42% three-ball shooter. That's a kind of cut and fill. Defensive teams just generally go to the middle of the floor and retreat.
Lamar Kimball, number 0, is on. Pump fake, jumper.
Papa letting it rip already. That was a beautiful, and I mean beautiful, ball fake from the outside.
He just couldn't miss yesterday. He's from Dakar, Senegal. Here's Bilberry, no. Rebound. Isaiah Miles, most improved player this year in the Atlantic 10, number 15. How about that cut?
Tell you, Vern, one of the things that St. Joe's has figured out in a hurry this afternoon is that they can drive VCU to the basket. Even though that perimeter VCU is known for really stopping the ball from going anywhere, it is going to the middle of the floor. Blow the whistle.
Hell ball.
Oh, watch the elbows.
Well, here is the last St. Joe's basket. They're 9 of 13 from the field, 69%. Continues on CBS Sports Network with NCAA March Madness Bracket Breakdown presented by Reese's. Moment ago, scramble, loose ball. And for more on that elbow problem, here's Ali reports.
Thank you, Vern. They're giving Aaron Brown a quick break because he landed pretty hard on that left elbow. They're just calling it a left elbow stinger. He's been shaking out the left arm. They haven't given him any medical attention. He doesn't need it. He just needs time for right now.
All right, thank you, Ali. 2013 St. Joe's.
VCU is happy to have him on the bench, that's for sure, the way he started.
Back cut, Papa now. Justin Tillman with the block.
St. Joe's is really spreading the floor a lot. That was a great reaction by Tillman to save a bucket. St. Joe's continues to look at the middle of the floor and going backdoor now.
Ali Cox comes out, sets the high screen. 10 on the shot clock. This is Bilberry. Jumper, no. Isaiah Miles with the rebound. He had a big rebounding effort yesterday in the semis. Newman. Or rather, Kimball. Out of bounds, it'll be Virginia Commonwealth ball.
VCU having a little trouble scoring against this tough, real team-oriented defense by St. Joe's. A lot of times they go to the drive, try to get the ball going to the basket, or post up Ali Cox down low, but he's wide open. They're not just giving it to him that time.
Well, to underline your point, VCU, and they almost threw it away. They're 5 of 17 from the field.
Get it going to the basket.
James Demery is off the bench now, number 25. Will Wade, 33 years of age, graduated Clemson 2005. Student manager, never played. Tommy Amaker hired him at Harvard, and he did very well there. He came along with Shaka Smart to VCU, stayed for a couple of years, became the head coach at Clemson, Chattanooga rather. From the corner, no. Tillman, another strong rebound and a fine putback.
That was VCU basketball at the offensive end of the floor. That blur you saw going up the floor was Lewis, number 1, and he gets to the tin as well as anybody on the floor and then finds shooters very well also.
Nice, Isaiah Miles. Senior out of Baltimore.
And a terrific afternoon yesterday shooting the basketball. 7 of 15 from the floor, 26 points. Both the inside game, the outside.
Now here's Tillman. Way out front, they leave him alone.
Kimball trying to keep himself between the ball and the basket.
Nice drive, and a foul is going to be called. Let's take a look at Isaiah Miles just a moment ago.
Very, very talented, and watch, he goes along the baseline, towards that baseline, and finishes it off. And VCU, once again, as we've touched on a few times, no one helping out from the weak side.
Allie?
Miles considered one of the most improved players in the country. He said the biggest improvement has been his confidence and aggressiveness. He said the weight loss this summer, he lost 20 pounds, was a big reason for that.
Wonder if I lose 20, if I can be most improved for next year.
I was going to say, some of us like putting on 20.
Yeah. Gee, I'd never know anything about that. How about this? There's Miles. He also is in line to graduate in the spring, and had a chance to chat with him about the reasons for his improvement. He said consistency and confidence.
Yep, and on top of what Ali added to that, his coach has put confidence in his mind to let him play, let him open up his game a little bit more, give him some freedom.
Bilberry, beauty. Whoa, little jump step to the right, and off the glass and in.
And I think that's the message for VCU with Bilberry just then. Lead the charge between him and Lewis. They must get something going towards the basket. Settle for the kick out afterwards, but test St. Joe's down low.
They leave Miles open, and that is a big mistake.
Yeah, we were talking about confidence just a second ago about him. Big close off there by Papa.
7.5 to go opening half of the game. Short, Burgess, and here's Miles with another rebound.
St. Joe's only blocks 3 shots a game on average throughout the course of the season. You'd almost think that VCU is anticipating and looking for them to come over and contend. I think you have to, if you go into the basket, finish it at the rim.
Papa now, Isaiah Miles. Miles has 7 of the last points for St. Joe's. I knew that was going to happen at least once.
And again, Lewis bringing that ball up the floor. I think he understands that that's his mission right now. Ellie Cox giving him a little bit of a screen on his way to the basket in the middle of the paint.
Here's Bembry with the circle. That one knocked loose by Jaquan Lewis. Now Bilberry, right side. Johnson, jumper. You bet.
3-on-2 break. Better than just fanning out. A lot of times teams will run to the outside and just look for 3-point shots when they have an advantage. Nice work off the dribble by Johnson to get a floating shot in there.
Kimball, jumper from the corner, another one. Isaiah Miles. That's inside the arc, so it counts as a deuce.
Vern, I know he missed the previous shot, but this is a kid who has a lot of confidence the way he's looking to shoot the basketball when he touches it.
Bilberry spent 3 years at Oral Roberts University, graduated, and now contributes to this VCU. We were taken with him as a defender yesterday.
We were, and he was D'ing people up all afternoon.
Yeah.
But he's not afraid to challenge you, too. Pretty good scorer. He gets 11 a game.
Now Bembry posting up. Bilberry over the back.
I'm going to keep reaching like that. There's an official looking at both sides of that play.
Guess what?
That's the worst place you can start swinging your hands.
That didn't take real long.
Yeah, look at Miles, just a little pop back, nice stroke. He's the guy who's really confident, 4 or 6 from the floor for 9 points already.
Summary, Jimmy Spinarkle.
Well, you take a look on the left side, 13 of 21. St. Joe's looks very, very comfortable. The turnovers, their coach said yesterday, Phil Mortelli said, we don't want to turn it over. We don't turn it over a lot. They had 16 of those in yesterday's game, but points in the paint. You know, they don't really have a traditional post-up style of offense, but they're really attacking the paint for their 20 points. You know, yesterday, when they really needed a bucket, they went to the post-up for Bembry at one time, down low, get him the basketball, but for the most part, it's been Isaiah Miles.
Aaron Brown back on the floor. He's been the scoring leader so far, number 2. And here's, well, now Isaiah Miles is the scoring leader.
And that's just fundamentally sound basketball, Vern. Get a guy who can make something happen with the basketball. And at 6'7", he can put it on the floor, he can pass it, but obviously he can shoot it from 15.
Williams, tough, nice. Whoa, he muscled his way in.
I think VCU has to get like a stop almost to get their confidence back at the defensive end. They're in that zone. And watch this slip right in this middle of this spot right there. See that A-10, Vern? Look at how wide open that is. Here comes a slice right to the middle. And that forces you outside perimeter to slide back to the free throw line.
Good ball movement, left side. Brown again, no. Touch last by Mo Alley Cox of VCU.
So here's the action. And the big guy got a football body on him, player's body on him, doesn't he?
I've noticed.
Yep.
Someone has mentioned tight end.
There's that cut to the middle.
There it is.
See, what's not fair there is Ali Cox has to play under the basket, and then when a guy who understands how to play the game, Bembry that time floats through the middle. That's simple basketball, well executed by St. Joe's and good understanding of the switch of defenses from man to man to that matchup zone.
8-point lead for St. Joe's. Screen set by Burgess. Lewis. Jaquan Lewis lets it fly.
Love the decisions he makes. He made great decisions yesterday afternoon. And so far this afternoon, backing that up.
There's Brown at the free throw line. Johnny Williams comes after it.
Diving. They don't need to dive for it.
No. Melvin Johnson spot up three.
That's an opportunity for Johnson, I thought, instead of shooting that three. That's what I was talking about before, Vern. The fast break nowadays compared to 20 years ago is you get advantages and you spray to the three-point line. I like to see a guy take that, catch it, and make a move to the basket with numbers.
Bembry up and under.
Bembry just moves so well without the basketball. That time along the baseline, we saw him go through the middle of the lane for a little catch and shoot.
Ah, my goodness. Jonathan Williams, the soft from Richmond.
That's 6'1". Does he have any reason to go in there except the score, I guess?
Kimball kicks it outside. Nice find. That's Miles for two. Oh, they really look efficient.
They sure do. And are they ever getting mileage out of that free throw line jump shot against VCU? There's got to have to be an adjustment.
Turnover, Brown, 2 on 2, no numbers.
He challenges people.
He doesn't matter.
Good point.
Johnson with a little bit of a crossover, and then he turns around and short.
Yeah, but see, that's the type of moves he has with the basketball. That's why I'm saying that last trip outside with the three. Wow, wow.
And now Bembry is in double digits.
We didn't think that was going to last for long. Single-digit scoring from that guy. We have 3 St. Joe's players in double figures already. Brown, Miles, and Bembry.
Oh, this has been impressive. Lewis is bumped. So he will shoot free throws.
Here's a guy just shooting at Miles. Very, very comfortable with the basketball. And then they challenge it down low. They've been doing a great job in the paint.
Mark, Seth, and Doug will have all the latest tournament news as we get closer to Selection Sunday and the exclusive announcement of the NCAA tournament bracket. That is all coming up on AT&T at the half.
Vern, we're going to take a quick look. Watch this now. You get the ball in the middle, but look who has to come back. The guard has to retreat and try to guard. He just can't get there from the left side of the shooter. It's impossible to get there. Here's another way to come into the middle of the floor. You have Bembry coming through, and then Ali Cox has to stay with him. So 2 times in a row, St. Joe's very efficient, using 2 different looks, once against the zone, once against the man-to-man.
Jaquan Lewis out of Dixon, Tennessee, the junior, 85% free throw shooter, and he gives you a pretty good example there of why.
Vern, with 1:35 on the clock right now, important for both of these teams. St. Joe's wants to continue to make good decisions and get good shots offensively, and VCU wants to go into that half a havoc, if you will. Try to get a deflection. Try to shut them down to close the gap here. A lot of dribble in this sequence here.
Nice. What a nice left-handed pass.
Newkirk running the traffic out front. Little extra dribble, and the ball wasn't moving, but terrific decision and cut.
Tillman up and under. Off the feed from Jaquan Lewis.
He had Papa now just ready to block the ball on the right side. He had to really go a long way.
Floater, in and out. Tillman another rebound. Lewis will force it. Behind the back. Lost it.
Nobody helped him out. Defender coming from behind. Somebody has to give a yell. Unfortunately, his bench is down the other end. Nobody there to help out.
So time called. Jaquan Lewis, Tillman, time called. CBS Sports app now to set up your group and invite your friends before the selection show. Download the CBS Sports app now to get started.
I'm going to call you later tonight to help me with the bracket, too.
Oh, are you
I
really?
hear you're the master.
Oh, okay. I'll help you with travel.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll get you to wherever they decide we're going.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a greght week, isn't it?
Yes, it will. Great 2 weeks.
Yep.
And it all starts with the selection show, 5:30 Eastern this afternoon. It's a great time of the year for all of us who love this sport.
And the committee has taken their nap now for 4 hours, right? No work to be done there. Oh, that's goaltending.
Yeah, Bembry, they got Tillman. That'll count.
So this ball makes it to the glass, and he takes it off on the way down. But if you get that ball below the rim, you're okay off the glass. But that high off the glass, that was a simple call for the officials.
And so we've got 12 seconds to go. Lewis looks for the high screen, and a foul is called.
They have the fouls to give. So both teams only with 4 fouls before that one. From a strategy standpoint, if you're St. Joe's, you may want to put a substitute, some other guards onto the floor. St. Joe's only has 5 fouls right now. They can work this down again, take the clock right off.
Pierre Francesco Oliva comes on to give a foul. By the way, I think I said a while ago that he graduated from St. Benedict's. I got my Benedict mixed up with my Bergen.
There you go.
Bergen Catholic. Just want to make sure we got it right.
Another Jersey school.
Of course.
And Hudson Catholic, my school. I got to mention them all.
By the way, how about Seton Hall? That's good if it goes. How about the Hall?
Congratulations to Kevin Willard, Seton Hall. Isaiah Whitehead last night, Vern, at the end of that game, made as good a drive as I've seen in a clutch situation for the Pirates.
It's all part of the madness. Let's go to Allie, who is with Phil Martelli.
Coach, your offense came out and played so dominant. You already have 3 players in double figures. What was it about this matchup that allowed them to do that?
Well, I just think we're doing a good job keeping our dribble alive and then getting cutters going so that the next guy can kind of fill up. We've done a really nice job not turning the ball over.
Thank you, Coach.
Allie, thank you. 43-34, St. Joe's. That is the end of the first half. Now let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York City. Sports coverage of the Atlantic 10 Championship is sponsored by A-10, mobilizing your world. New money. PayPal is new money. And by Apartments.com. Change your apartment, change the world. St. Joe's dominant in the first 20 minutes of play. And they're up 43-34. Vern Lundquist, Jim Spanarkel with you from the Barclays in Brooklyn. Where have they accomplished this lead?
St. Joe's has done a very nice job, Vern, of really executing against VCU's defense, which is pretty good generally, but I think St. Joe's have been patient. They've been dribbling the basketball well, as their coach told Allie before the break. They have the ability to be patient with it, and their backdoor cuts towards the basket have been very good also.
VCU has had 1 lead for 1 point. Let's take a look at the first half stats presented by Buick.
A couple of things jump out. If we start with the 3-point shooting, 3 of 13 for VCU. St. Joe's is very good, one of the best in the country at defending the 3. You can't miss that 30 points in the paint, though. St. Joe's has been driving it, really working the ball to the basket, very, very patient. The big 2 has stepped up. Isaiah Miles, coming off a great game yesterday afternoon, continues his fine play. Burns 7 of 9 from the floor. And then you have Bembry, I think, is just making good, smart decisions. There's one right in the middle of the floor, and then he goes baseline. He was 6 of 8 from the floor. Not too shabby for that duo putting up the points.
Well, and then toss in Aaron Brown,
right?
5 of 8.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
The big 2 have morphed into a big 3.
They really have. And, you know, going back to the first 5 minutes of this game, Brown probably was the one who set the tone more than either of those 2.
Bilberry, Williams, Allie Cox, who is scoreless in the game. Melvin Johnson's in the corner. Bilberry off the glass, no. Rebound, Miles, another one.
To your point about Allie Cox, he's just not touching the basketball at all. I think they'd like to get him a touch or two, and it's affected his rebounding, where he's only had one to this point.
Here's Brown. And let's check in with Ali LaForce.
Thank you, Vern. I asked Coach Wade about VCU's defensive performance in the first half, and he said it's horrible. He said, we usually have our defense dictate our pace for games, but instead they put us on our heels early, and we didn't know how to handle it. Offensively, he said, I thought we were a little bit stagnant. They downed our ball screens, and we didn't know how to handle that either. That'll be something that's a big focus for them here in the second half. Another thing he mentioned was, and he said this to us yesterday, Miles cannot get open jump shots. We have to try to force him to score around the basket. Instead, he got all the open jump shots he wanted in that first half.
All good points, Allie. I agree 100% with that assessment. And I think one of the things, too, you know, we've spoken about VCU in the past in terms of being a havoc-type defense. Well, they don't go up and down full court. They'll throw a little 2-2-1 occasionally at you, but they're going to have to make it in the half-court action, really play more tougher defense to get things going.
There is the first basket, first shot attempt,
right,
for Mo Alley Cox in the game.
Yep, you didn't think they were going to find a way to have him disappear all game long. So good assessment there in terms of the judgment to get him the basketball.
Newkirk has not scored, still hasn't, but there's Bembry over the top with a rebound.
And Newkirk knows he has a mismatch. There's another one down low.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, surprised Oliva just didn't turn it.
Oh yes.
There you go.
Well, I think we had a little flop there.
Yep, a touch.
Yeah.
Lewis tries his best.
See, I just automatically go to my inner raftery.
Ooh.
Yes. Oh, gosh. Yesterday we had Scoochie Smith of Dayton, and it was just tailor-made for Bill. From the corner, Lewis. Rebound.
That's just a missed shot by Lewis. That's a good look. It has nothing to do with pressure defense. They just can't get it to go down outside.
Here's Bembry. Whips it over to Oliva.
Oh, look at that.
How about that?
So at least Oliva ran down the floor smiling, Vern.
Yes.
You know, he knew he got a little bit of a break with the friendly rim. Not one of these guys just says, oh, that was going in all the way and clean.
Largest lead of the game now, it's 13. Bilberry, nice.
He knows when to go to the basket. When they need a bucket and they're pretty much in trouble, he's very, very sharp. Understand that in a quick sense and goes right to the glass with it.
Put back. Miles again off of the Newkirk miss.
Yeah, this switching out front is not going to work. Putting Ali Cox on a guard 15 feet away. He's just getting broken down off the dribble, and that's allowing the second guy in, Miles, to just be very free to get offensive glass.
Now Mo Ali Cox trying to post up. Has Miles on him. Now he comes out and sets a high screen. Lewis, no good. Rebound, Oliva.
VCU better be careful. I mean, St. Joe's isn't blowing it up and down the floor, but they are just building the half-court offense. Here's another mismatch. He's going to go right over that. Bang.
Oh, boy.
But there's too much switching going on for VCU. They got to make some adjustments here, because this is way too easy. Phil Martelli's team is playing as smart a basketball game in the last couple of minutes.
Will Wade says, let's chat about this.
So see this is not going to work right here. Big guy on a small guy extended 18 feet, 15 feet away. He's going to break him down. Now watch 15. Who's guarding him? Who's rotating? Nobody. You get an easy putback just as long as you get it up in the air. And there's another read and reaction. Tall guy, small guy inside. Take advantage of it for the jumper.
Sophie, his 13.
Survivor, Wednesday at 8, 7 Central, only CBS.
Tell you who needs to go into survivor mode right now is VCU.
Oh.
The way St. Joe's is playing team basketball and with confidence. And their offense is leading to a confident team, and they switched for the first time to their matchup zone right here. And it's a high one, too. See how high it is here with these players? They're stepping right to the A-10.
Got a three.
So that's what they're going to force you to go outside. Remember, the numbers have really been against VCU from the outside, 4 of 16. So what you want to do there is elevate the guys defensively to force the outside shot.
Foul is called on the attempted layup. And during the timeout, you see number 5, Doug Brooks, who came off the bench, and Hamdi, number 23. The foul is on Brooks. Well, you want a formula for success if you're St. Joe's. Try this. You're shooting 68% from the field, and you have turned it over 3 times.
Well, both of those are fabulous. And Phil Martelli was speaking about that yesterday when they turned it over 16 times. Just not.
He said, that's not us.
Yeah, that's definitely not them. Absolutely. And he was kind of just shaking his head, like almost saying, like, how did that happen? But they had a tough game yesterday afternoon against Dayton, who pressures the ball pretty well. But if they can keep this under 8, which would be great. They've had some other games this year, Vern, where they did do that in terms of their lack of turnovers. Villanova was one of them. They had a single-digit one against Villanova this year, who pretty much plays perimeter defense pretty well.
16 to go in the ball game. Winner claims the Atlantic 10 championship and the automatic berth in the NCAA tournament. Here's Lewis backing out with 5 on the shot clock and misfires.
That was blown out of there.
Burgess, entry pass. There is a foul called. CBS Sports coverage of NCAA men's basketball will continue after this message and a word from your local station. We're back at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Let's take a look at our A-10 fast analysis.
So you take a look at the defensive effort. A couple of guys surrounding the paint, and then they off to the races, pushing the basketball. They've just found a way, either in transition on a selective basis, Vern, or in the half court, where they've been more than selective to get the ball and pound it towards the glass. The number's really pretty staggering for them. Still 36-20 as far as points in the paint advantage St. Joe's. He's probably going to go right at them.
Bilbray, no. Hamdi.
One of the things that St. Joe's does not do a whole lot of is they don't foul usually, Vern. They're a very good team in terms of avoiding fouls and not putting their opponents to the line. They just can't convert underneath.
Not at all. The foul was called on Aaron Brown. Now here's Newkirk and Pierre Francesco Oliva. Freshman. Phil Martelli telling us yesterday our freshman's not playing very well right now, but he is a freshman on a really good basketball team. And on cue, he lays it in and out.
And the thing about it, when you think about his game, he's complimentary. He's just going to kind of slide his way past, gets the shoulders, and then finds a way athletically to make something happen. Look, this ball is not under control, and he goes underhand. And the reason you go underhand there is you're out of control. You're falling a little to the left of the basket, and that's the quickest way to get it to the glass.
He's a 56% free throw shooter. Pretty good example of why.
Well, that was on cue, too.
Yeah, that's right.
But he has 8 points, so he's 2 away from the 4th St. Joe's player in double figures.
Brooks on the floor. So is Bilberry, along with Jaquan Lewis, Burgess. Here's Brooks. Join Infinity in the fight against cancer by filling out a bracket that matters at cbssports.com/infinity. Third foul on Oliva. He's going to get a rest. Let's see. We've got Burgess on the floor along with Bilberry, Tillman, Jaquan Lewis, Brooks for VCU. The Rams won this game last year. Quite memorably, they won it for their teammate, Briante Weber, who had a serious knee injury in January of last year. And what an emotional moment when they did win and Briante came out center court and was honored by the fans and his teammates. By the way, he signed a 10-day contract with Memphis last week. He played 40 minutes the other night, checked in with 10 points and 5 assists.
Not a bad evening.
No.
A 10-day contract.
Another 10-day contract.
You might just do that, but 10-day guys don't generally get 40 minutes in that league.
Well, Mike
They're
Conley is
depleted,
out. Yeah. Memphis is hurting. Here is Bembry. He has started 97 of the 98 games in which he has appeared at St. Joe's. So I asked Marie Wozniak, the SID, before the game, he didn't start against Old Dominion this year.
Okay.
What happened? And she said, well, he was a couple of minutes late for a film session. So he didn't start, but he scored in double figures.
There you go.
Atlantic 10 Player of the Year, number 43.
The old alarm clock gets blamed again.
Yes, but it's tough if it's a 2 o'clock meeting.
Well, nowadays, these kids sleep pretty late.
Yeah, that's right.
I know mine do. VCU needs to get a stop so they can try to score consecutive times at the other end of the floor. Maybe make a dent in this 13-point lead for St. Joe's, but they are patient.
Bembry. Well, remember a couple of years ago, the Atlantic 10 got 6 teams into the NCAA. I don't think that's going to happen this year. Your choice. Who's in, who's out when they make the choice, the selection announcement?
Well, if you look on the right side against the RPI top 50, Bonnie's at 3-2, 29 RPI. I think they still have a chance to get in more than George Washington.
Okay. And you think the other 3 are pretty solid?
Yes.
Nice no-look. Even nicer rejection. Muscle.
Oh, boy.
Now, Tillman did a really good job then.
Let him play that series, didn't they?
Yeah, did they ever? Here's Jaquan Lewis. He's bumped. So it's 1-on-1.
Both of these teams don't block a whole lot of shots, but this is a terrific effort by 2 players coming across. Here's Ali Cox with his frame going up at 6'7", 250.
Papa now, number 12, is on the floor. Tillman back outside. Nearing the 13-minute mark. Ali Cox, guarded by Papa now, gets a return pass. Bilberry. Nope. Here comes St. Joe's. 2-on-2. Wow. Hello. Tillman. Melvin Johnson.
He's been quiet, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Knee problem. Bembry at the other end.
So VCU gets some excitement at the defensive end of the floor, and St. Joe's comes down and answers at their end, not allowing that transition layup. And then quick conversion back to the offensive end.
DeAndre Bembry has 18 points now. Take another look at St. Joe in transition.
And so they quickly get out. And Bembry takes a chance just to cheat out the half court. And once you have a race in transition in this game, Bern, if you're ahead of the pack and get to half court first, you're generally in a good position to score. That was really easy.
That one's off of Miles.
I just sense that right now St. Joe's is confident. I know they're confident the offensive end of the floor, but as a team defensively, they're aware of where their teammates are. Lewis is checking out right now, but I just don't sense, and I think Phil Martelli's defense more than anything has kind of put the glove collectively on VCU. They just don't look very confident as a group passing the basketball even.
Here's Johnson. Fade away, no. Oh dear. They're going to get Bilberry with a forearm as they went up for the rebound.
So that's their 6th team foul. St. Joe's with only 4.
Right.
With that shot, I think, again, you can get that anytime you want. And, you know, shot clock isn't disappearing on you there. I think they've just taken them out of sorts at the offensive end. That's why I think half-court defense maybe for VCU can get a trigger and get a little transition going, but these guys don't turn it over. Yeah, that's a push.
Yep. They got James Demery, number 25. 15 points, St. Joe's lead.
Why do
CBS Sports coverage of the Atlantic 10 Championship is sponsored by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up. LG. Do game day right with LG, official partner of the NCAA. And by Buick, proud partner of the NCAA. Atlantic 10 championship game from the Barclays in Brooklyn. St. Joe's all the way 59-44. They trailed only once, and that by 1 point. And our thank you again to the commissioner of the Atlantic 10, Bernadette McGlade, who over the years has become a really good friend. Congratulations to Bernadette and the rest of the A-10 for having this tournament here.
And they always make us feel very welcome. Continue it from last year, and my buddy Brett Yormark, the CEO with Barclays Center and executive with the Brooklyn Nets. It's just, I come over here for net games a lot, Vern, and it's always a warm place, but they've done it duplicated here for the A-10.
Yes. How many games do you do here?
I do enough, 25-ish.
You are a masochist. Had a good week, didn't you? Toronto and Philly.
Yes, not bad. Life is good.
Yeah, I understand that. Darn right it is for all of us. 59-44.
Life has to get a little better for VCU, though, and try to get some shots to go in.
Burgess and Tillman and Williams. Melvin Johnson getting a rest. That ankle has not noticeably hobbled him today, but he's not been a part of all this. And here comes Bembry. He gives it off to Lamar Kimball, number 0. Nice.
I love the way that Bembry goes to the basket, and also like a guard using that underhand scoop shot for quickness. Very fast on the outside with his first step going by Johnson, who's been hobbled by that ankle as we touched on.
DeAndre Bembry now has 20 points, and the lead is 17. Williams.
Look at the closure.
Yeah. And there's Isaiah Miles with another rebound. He's getting close to a double-double. He has a double-double.
Way at the beginning of this broadcast, Vern, we talked about St. Joe's and their ability to really swarm defensively.
Jaquan Lewis and Bilberry coming back.
So
well, go ahead.
A little bit of this
Grab
effect.
this.
Well, you look on the left, the regular season conference champs that were upset. And this just makes it so much difficult. We're not suggesting that that lines match up right there, but those 9 teams are really going to be paying attention to our two-hour show tonight.
Nice. Wow. Bembry with the assist.
And
Miles with the basket.
You know, Vern, at halftime, Ali spoke to Phil Martelli, and he was happy with the way his guys were cutting to the basket. Finally, they get one to go down. That's going to count also for Bilberry. But when you have action, you know, just watch the passer, just waiting and waiting, and now you have a simple cut to the basket and a delivery. I mean, it's just very patient is the word I'd have to describe it in the half-court sets. And Phil Martelli mentioned that to Ali. I think it's carried over from the half to the second half. They are just really playing smart, confident basketball.
Corey Bilberry, the senior out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, gets the free throw.
A little havoc here, possibly.
Bilberry's got 17.
Will Wade said they don't go to it that often, but they're a very well-conditioned team.
Miles. Wow, is he impressive.
He sure is. No wonder why he's the most improved player in this league.
21 points, 10 rebounds, double-double.
Coming off 26 yesterday.
There's Mo Alley Cox, and he cannot control it.
He's had one field goal attempt that he's made and 1 rebound this afternoon. Another blow by here.
Beautiful. Lamar Kimball all the way and off the glass.
Vern, this is kind of what VCU did to Davidson yesterday.
Yes.
Very, very similar in terms of the way they played.
Well, March Madness, the first 4 Tuesday and Wednesday. Our coverage begins at 6 o'clock on True TV. First and second rounds Thursday, Sunday. The coverage will begin at 12 Eastern on TBS, CBS, TNT, and True TV. Our collaboration with Turner Sports continues, and the championship game this year will be seen on TBS.
Should be another wild 3 weeks.
I think. Here's Papa now. It's NDAO.
Yeah, great pass.
You keep wanting to mention pizzas when you mention his name. How about that?
I tell you, they're getting free deliveries to the basket. Pizza or no pizza on that one. Watch the way they're just picking them apart. Another great cut along the baseline for Miles. They're really just not letting VCU come up for air.
Take a look at that bench. There's Phil Martelli standing, okay? Do you see an empty seat on that bench? He swore to us yesterday he does have a seat. I don't know where it is. I guess wherever the coach wants to sit, there are laps available.
That's right.
He said he's never sat during a game. High school, college. Interesting man. 21st year. Phil Martelli, Widener College, 76. Yeah. He's not happy right now. There was a technical foul called. If they get Isaiah Miles, they might have. Somebody got tossed.
No, it was,
That's Papa now. He's going to go get a pizza. Oof. Personal and the technical. Wow.
Well, you just have to. It's this play down low, Vern, that starts the whole action. So he doesn't like that call. And he shows a little action towards Brian O'Connell. And his teammates are trying to do the right thing.
There's the technical.
And let's see what happens. Yeah, he's complaining about the technical, but also, hey guys, you just can't say anything to the officials. Look up at the scoreboard.
Go. So we just had an explanation of sorts. A common foul.
Common foul. So he'll get 2 here, says Brian O'Connell. And then for the technicals, he'll get 4. So this will be 6.
Yep.
And this is an 85% free throw shooter.
Who just missed the first.
Right. And his teammates at half court, you see a couple of them pointing.
Yeah, you're not finished yet.
Nope. Well, at that point, he's 1 for 2. An 85% free throw shooter. He's thinking, is somebody else going to take a couple of them? And they're saying, hey, you're
the guy.
You're 85%. Go look at me.
Boy, he's got nice form. Let's take another look at the foul and then the technical.
That probably
see Isaiah Miles tried to interfere.
Well, that didn't help pulling his hair. And then you just have to walk away. And so here are 5 and 6. And he's a 52% free throw shooter, so he can get out of this with 5 free throws. And 5 points, I should say, out of the 6. You look up at the scoreboard. It's not over yet. Plenty of time. See if the havoc can work a little bit.
You were definitely a glass half full kind of guy.
Oh, I always am. Yeah, you have to be.
Well, he got the first technical. We saw that called, and then he's walking off. And he said something, I believe that's where.
Yeah, you know that he had Brian O'Connell had his back to the court just then, and he says something else. And I think the other officials were on top of it, doing their job to make sure they're paying attention. Good work by the officiating crew. Tim Clougherty, Jeff Anderson, the other two, Vern.
Yep. Missed free throw. 70-54, 8:18 to go.
This is a huge possession here if you have confidence.
Handy.
Oh, gets a foul.
Wow. Miles hit the deck.
So look at the bounce collectively for VCU. If they're going to foul, they're going to foul, Vern. But you know what? You have to get down swinging right now. So Hamdi gets the ball underneath. He gets a friendly bounce. And Miles tries to pick up a charge, but that goes unnoticed.
And the freshman out of Philadelphia, Lamar Kimball, 72% free throw shooter for the year.
Vern, you remember when we spoke to Will Wade yesterday, and I asked him a strategy question. You know, if you're down 3 possessions with a minute to go, do you start fouling? And before I could even ask, he said, oh, we're fouling. Don't worry about that. We're going to keep it. If it takes 15 minutes to end a minute, we're going to foul our way through it. You know, they're not purposely fouling right now, but if they do, they'll take their chances.
Hamdi. Bilbrey takes the 3. Nope, long rebound. Chased down by James Demery. Demery, number 25, started every game last year. He has come off the bench in every game this season. Demery, entry pass. Demery.
It's not going to count.
Papa now ejected. That's the second one right there. Time call.
Hurt him.
St. Joseph's trailed only once. That was early in the ball game, and that was by 1. And take a look at this, 65%. And then the third line, 3 turnovers, and not a single one of them in the second half. Pretty good menu for success.
Yeah, Vern, you mentioned that earlier, how successful you'll be if you're shooting that well and not turning it over. And when you talk about the points in the paint, you usually think of points in the paint, I'm going to post a guy up, catch the ball, and then make something happen. I don't think they've had many post-up opportunities today. They've just been backdoor cuts, slices, slashes to the basket. And that's St. Joe's basketball, and it has worked to perfection. And it's probably going to continue because VCU is going to gamble on the wings.
Demery misses the free throw. Let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Vernon, Jim, what a difference a couple of minutes makes in that last timeout. VCU was enthusiastic. They were encouraging each other. Players were giving each other advice and high fives and saying, let's go, we got this. The media timeout before them, they were discouraged. They barely talked at all, and you would have thought this game was over. Now for St. Joe's, they know it's not, and they were extremely focused and encouraging each other in the huddle as well.
That was a big miss by Burgess. And Bembry goes into the VCU band.
Which is very good, by the way.
Yes, there's a keyboard player that just about joined the fray. They are very talented. And compliments to Virginia Commonwealth University. They travel a fan group so well. It's fun for us because you always know that when VCU is playing, there are going to be a ton of people in black and gold.
They are consistent.
They're concerned right now because their team trails by 16. Lewis. Hamdi can't. Oh, look at the bodies go down. Wow. Saved by Burgess. Melvin Johnson is back on the floor, number 32. Senior from the Bronx. That one's in the lane and good.
Yeah, they had a change of possession there, so the shot clock reloaded for them, but they're going a little bit quicker now. St. Joe's is playing at that methodical pace. Let's see if they can continue.
Miles. Hamdy, held ball, possession error. Yeah, be careful.
Yeah, it's getting a little testy, Vern, because of that technical. When Papa got thrown out before, VCU understands now there's a sense of urgency over the next 3 minutes.
And we are told we just had double technicals called.
It's good work by the officials. What you need to do is you need to take control of this and make sure. So a miss, the defense forcing a quicker shot. This is where they should really just let up, but they continue to keep going. Now they start talking at one another. Officials have to step in. They do the right thing. And I will tell you one thing, Vern, if I'm a player in this game and I touch the basketball, the next time I am going to the basket.
Offsetting technicals. Unsportsmanlike on both. And our thanks to Tim Clougherty for coming over and explaining that to us. So, no free throws. Miles and Bembry, the big two so far. Nice, oh beauty. Kimball with a terrific find.
VCU taking some chances on the perimeter too. When you're leaning, your shoulders start going out to the perimeter, your shoulders lean towards half court.
Big one.
Starting to warm it up, I think, a little. Yeah, and I like this timeout. Get one while you're confident.
Time called VCU.
The last 3 minutes or so, VCU has picked up their steam defensively, but St. Joe's has to continue passing the basketball. 17 assists with only 4 turnovers. It's been a clinic in the half-court sets for St. Joe's. And then here's that last one. Bembry just knows where to park himself. And that gentleman right there, Phil Martelli, has his guys with a clinic, but now they have to play and understand this is going to be a faster pace than it was 3 minutes ago.
Brown picked up by Mo Alley.
And if you're patient now, you should be able to get drives and backdoor cuts.
Nice block.
Yeah, Vern, you know, the last 2 possessions, St. Joe's has gone a little quicker than they wanted to. Uh-oh.
Johnson, no.
He can go get that.
And he does. Here's Jaquan Lewis, alley-oop, got it.
You know those people you were talking about who travel well, the VCU people? They're starting to get a little anxiously on the positive side.
It is an 11-point margin and a 14-4 VCU run.
How about Kimball, too? Running the point right now. He has 8 assists. Whoa, that's not going to work. That's a great call. That's a terrific call. Kimball with a block out front.
That's his 3rd foul.
And watch this one out front. He throws the shoulder, he turns just a little bit, but he's moving also. That's a great catch, because you cannot catch a player like that, even though he's forcing the action over, trying to get over the top and facing you.
30-second time on the floor, VCU.
Time has been called yet again by VCU. Your attention to the far right hand in the middle of the screen. Coming next on CBS, Purdue and Michigan State. Purdue had its way yesterday, but Michigan State had to hang on to defeat Maryland. What a game that was.
Michigan State has been building momentum for a long period of time. Purdue has really started to play well of late.
Mentioned it was 14-4 the run. Now make it 16-4. And that is since Papa now was ejected.
And you're absolutely right, Vern. It's changed the whole complexion of this game, and Will Wade has to be credited for getting Allie Cox the ball down low just then.
You just sense the energy on the VCU side of the ball now.
You really can. I mean, they were up 11 a second before that bucket. And a team that's up 11, I thought, was starting to lose their confidence.
Could be on Lewis.
So now all of a sudden you get the guy just taking a big old catch down low. What does he do? He says, you know what, I'm 6'8", 250. See if you can stop one power move to the basket.
And at the line, DeAndre Bembry, not the greatest free throw shooter. He's a 64% shooter, 2 of 4 today.
Shots get a little bit more difficult in this situation too, Vern.
Bilberry back on for the Rams, replacing Hamdi.
Isn't it amazing how the psychology of your mind collectively, if you think of a team, St. Joe's up until that, when the ejection occurred, boy, it was just like 100% confidence. Everything was going right. Now you can sense they're questioning themselves a little bit, and the reverse of that was true about 5 minutes ago. I said VCU doesn't look confident even passing the ball.
The margin is 10.
Go at it.
They post him up. He kicks it out. There's for 3.
Yeah, now they're starting to execute at the offensive end pretty nicely. They're going down. They're kicking it deep. Ali Cox with a very good decision to get it to a shooter. And now they're waiting to play defense in the half-court set. They want their guy to catch the ball.
Which way will this one go? So it goes against Burgess.
And watch where this ball goes. But what does he do first, Vern? Watch what he does first. He makes a move to the basket. Now you see all the defenders are stuck in the middle of the floor. They kick it outside, and Burgess at 27%, under 30 on the season, knocks a huge shot down.
Miles' second free throw attempt of the game. He's 1 for 1 so far. James Demery on now for Lamar Kimball.
St. Joe's just has to remind themselves that they still have a lead here. Don't push the panic button.
They're 2 for 2 for a guy who shoots 88% from the free throw line. 77-68, 4:05 remaining.
They're just pushing it down low.
Are they ever? Oh, he missed it. Kicks it back. Melvin Johnson.
Good no shot there by Johnson. He's not been really stroking it.
Lewis in the corner. Nice ball rotation for 3. In and out. VCU ball.
Look at that bench.
3 minutes, 46 seconds to go.
Well, the mood has changed a little bit here in Brooklyn. It started early in this game with a little yapping early on, and then this ejection really turned the entire game around. Brian O'Connell, you also noticed, too, the second official was helping him out. Jeff Anderson helped with the throw out, and then all of a sudden the chippiness starts again. And VCU is going towards the basket, and they missed one right there with Bilberry.
Yeah. Well, just to give you context, that ejection on the double technical on... No call. Holy cow, Lewis is still on the deck.
Yeah, they should probably foul right now.
Oh my goodness. Underneath, got it.
It was a legal screen, Burn.
Yes.
And it is a brutal collision for Lewis. Where's his guy helping out from behind?
Isaiah Miles with the screen.
Yeah, but you see, Ali Cox, that's his man setting the screen right here. He's got to be up here saying, hey, there's a screen behind you. He got to be yelling to let his teammate know that. That's just bad communication defensively. And boy, you just never like to see that, but Lewis just got his bell rung. Good to see him bounce up after this play, because he's going, it's basically full throttle side to side. Now, he can run faster than that, but you can't run much faster than that side to side like that.
Jaquan Lewis at the end of the bench now as they tend to him.
He seems okay, though.
Yep, that's good to see.
Yep. Little push. Yep, good call.
See if Lewis comes back now on the dead ball. Foul was on Bauman, Javon Bauman, who's on the floor.
And Allie Cox, a big guy, but he shoots it at 75%, Vern, so pretty good free throw shooter for a big guy.
Well, here's the good news. Jaquan Lewis is back on the floor.
I can guarantee you one thing. If they're going to be pressing, he's going to be looking over his shoulder a little bit. As a guard, you need the bigs to really help you out.
0 for 2. It remains an 11-point margin with 3:03 to go. Aaron Brown fouled by Mo Alley Cox.
Fouls on the 12 Cox. That's his second.
And Javon Bauman hurries back on the floor. See what Phil Martelli has in mind here. Well, they're not going to let Bauman come on yet. Aaron Brown, the free throw, the senior, began his collegiate career at West Virginia. Now Bauman is on for Kimball.
And the first time they played Burnett, and the only time this year, VCU did come back from 13 down, but it wasn't that late in the game. And St. Joe's missed a bunch of free throws. I think it was 10 in the second half. And they're running out of time here. They got to get everything to go from this point on if they want to make a run back.
Oh, there's a chance. He'll shoot one after the made basket.
So about the last 3 or 4 minutes of this game, VCU has said, we're going to get our big guy underneath the basket. They made that change. They hadn't been shooting well from the three-point stripe, and let him use his power game. In this one, he somehow gets to squeeze it by the defender. He has to make this free throw.
He's 0 for his last 3.
That's 3 you take off the board.
Yep.
Even if you only make 2 out of the 3, you're looking at an 8-point game.
Isaiah Miles set a screen then. You should have seen Jaquan Lewis scoot by. He said, I see you this time.
He's flinching a little bit.
Yeah. Will Wade, 33 years of age, first-year head coach. Shabar Newkirk, number 1, guarded by Lewis. There's the screen again. 9 on the shot clock.
Remember, they don't turn it over all that much.
Bembry. Off the glass and good.
And that, my friend, is a separator, that type of move. Move just then. Very patient once again, using the shot clock. Little squeeze to his right or left. Well, and that's just flat out concentration to be able to take this ball between basically 2 guys and find a way to get it off the glass.
Well, we mentioned at the outset of the day, he was held to 9 points yesterday, the only time under single digits. Well, this afternoon, 28 points, 12 of 15 from the field.
Pretty good combination when Miles is doing his thing too with 26 points and 12 rebounds.
Cox again.
Steps. They tried double teaming him again. Will Wade initially disagreeing with the call, but then he basically backed off. Let's see if there's an extra step.
Well, Bembry went over to give his taller colleague a little shove in the side. Like, what are you thinking? So they're talking to Bauman now on the bench. He's out, offense, defense. Bembry, 28 points.
And they're going to get a backdoor out of this sooner or later, or a layup. Just because, look at VCU, they're starting to extend. There you go, right there.
Wow, you call that.
You could see it coming, bro.
Oh, my gosh.
You could see 4 and 5 VCU players with their shoulders and legs leaning towards half court. And guess what? Greatest time in the world to go backdoor.
And a blocking foul underneath on St. Joe's. But the margin now with 97 seconds left is 15.
Look at the lean. They're out there. It's just the way St. Joe's plays. 5 turnovers to this point. You know, even if they turn it over a couple of more times, that's been remarkable.
Jaquan Lewis at the line. Well, Phil Martelli wanted his kids to enjoy this trip to New York. They stayed in Manhattan. And among their destinations, he took the team to go see the 9/11 Memorial.
You know, when you speak to Phil for a short period of time, you get a great understanding of him as a person and what's important to him. And basketball is important, but the character of these kids, making sure that they understand how lucky they are to be in the positions they are.
21st year as the head coach at St. Joe's. Had that magical run earlier in this century with Jameer Nelson, Delonte West.
Oh, don't talk centuries, my friend.
I'm the one at this table who can do that. 1:21 to go.
Oh, watch your left corner.
And we'll shoot free throws.
VCU made the run about 3 minutes ago. It shifted, and then St. Joe's, you have to go back and give credit where it's due. Will Wade's team put a good effort in there, 3 minutes or so, but now I don't think the St. Joe's fans are starting to recognize they're a minute 13 away from sealing this one.
That wasn't very pretty.
No.
One more. Melvin Johnson is going to leave, number 32, not his day. Bothered by the ankle injury. He wanted so much out of this game. He is from the Bronx. Brought his team home, and he took them on a subway ride.
Yes.
And they went from Brooklyn underneath the East River, and he wanted his guys to see Penn Central and Times Square. And the one of his teammates who was not taken with the whole trip, Mo Alley-Cox.
A little nervous on the subway.
Yeah, you know, the subway, not my kind of a thing. 1 minute to go. DeAndre Bembry, 30 points. And Phil Martelli's going to let some kids get their names in the paper. Starters to the bench. And I see Kyle Thompson. It's tough when they don't have their names in the back of their jerseys.
Absolutely.
It's a challenge.
That's a great scene, though.
Chris Clover. And there's Tim, the grandson. He's going to be a household name as St. Joe's continues this run in the NCAA this year.
You know, Vern, they lost their 2 last regular season games of the year, St. Joe's. And that was the only time this year they had 2 consecutive losses. So maybe they're priming the pump at the right time.
Yeah. Lodge Markel Lodge, I beg your pardon. There's the out and pass. It'll be Bilberry again. Off the glass and good. Tim, the grandson. Nothing to it. He is a precocious young man and makes his granddad proud. Let's go to Allie.
Vern, I just talked to Philip and I said, what do you think about this win? And he just said, I am so glad I didn't wear my suit today. His plan was to wear a suit just like Grandpa, but instead he went with the jersey because it was good luck the last couple of days. He could not be more proud of this team.
Well, you know, Allie, too, little Philip was in the locker room with us. Granddad brought him in, which shows you something also about taking his grandchildren around with him, but I think he missed school for a little period of time to come to the A-10,
yeah.
but we won't talk about that to the teachers.
This one's in the books. It's going to wind up as a 13-point victory for the Hawks of St. Joe's. 74. And the Hawk, the mascot, has joined the celebration. But you know what I like? Nobody is storming the court.
Well, little dejection on VCU. They play hard and aggressively, but they ran into a match this afternoon where St. Joe's not turning it over. They made it up to 7 turnovers, Vern, but they were really pretty much at 5 turnovers when it counted in this game. And I just think overall,
hey, if you like balloons,
you're in the right spot.
This is your place. I just got popped on either ear by a couple of them.
Well, we started the broadcast speaking about how Miles, the most improved player in the A-10, has been playing. And DeAndre Bembry, the player of the year. And both of those guys just stepped up and dominated the flow, the course of the game. Just a terrific afternoon. Bembry with 30, Miles with 26. And Vern, take a look at the collective shooting between the two of them. Was it 24 for 32? 17 rebounds. That's a pretty good afternoon of work. And they took the test too, didn't they, when VCU came after them.
Well, let's go to Allie, who is with the Atlantic 10 Player of the Year, DeAndre Bembry.
DeAndre, congratulations on an incredible game. You only faced VCU once this season. They came back from down 13 and they won, but you weren't going to let that happen again. What were you saying to your teammates in those final minutes?
I was telling them I got them. This is my team, and I came out to show why I'm the Player of the Year. This is a team when it wasn't just me, but it was me leading the team, and this is just great.
Right here. Best player of the nation.
It's a great win, man. I'm happy for my teammates and also my coaches, man.
2 years ago, you were on this court winning another championship. You were a starter on that team and had a big one. How is it different with this team this time around?
My freshman year, I was a freshman. We had a lot of seniors. Got Langston Galloway, Halil Kinasevic, Ron Roberts, all those guys. We went through rough years. Last year was a rough year for us, and I'm happy the guys that was on the team last year got to see this championship this year.
Coach is right behind you. Let's get Coach Martelli over here. And little Philip, of course, is here as well. Coach, I was just talking to DeAndre. How about the way he stepped up tonight?
He was really sharp. Interesting conversation. Yesterday was his mother's birthday, and he left to go have dinner with her, and then came back and met us for scouting report. And she said, "I'm proud of him for being Player of the Year." I said, "I'll be prouder if he's Player of the Game tomorrow." She said, "No doubt." So she knows her son. He was wired in right from the beginning. I thought his defense on Melvin Johnson, although Melvin's a little bit banged up, was probably the key to the game.
2 years ago, this team won a championship in the Atlantic 10. Last year, they were under 500. How'd they turn it around this year to finish once again as champions?
They have wonderful team character. They've been like this since August. I told them in August, I think you're the best team in the league. And they went step by step. They let us coach them. And it's a special achievement for that group, and particularly the older guys, even though Papa now embarrassed all of us.
Coach, how long can this team dance?
Most of the night.
We'll start with that. Guys, back to you.